You've obviously spent a lot of time over the years with Roy Jones Jr. You've been in Roy's company recently. How's he getting on at the moment? Is he in good spirits?
He's in kind of frighteningly good spirits. He's really pumped for this fight, and any talk that there's been from the athletic commissioner in California that this is just going to be a sparring session, that it's not a real fight or a quote fight, as he said. Roy was adamant. He is preparing for the most dangerous fight of his career. He thinks it's much more dangerous now than in 2003 when it was proposed that he fight Tyson. He said he began at about 220 pounds before this was announced. He's dropped some of the weight very quickly. He was very enthusiastic about that to show that he's working really hard. And I'm really scared for him because when I was last with him in Pensacola to do a pretty long profile on him called Roy Jones, The Long Goodbye, the knees were just a real issue. He just can't even walk properly. So I'm very scared given how good Tyson has looked. Granted, they're very edited videos to create this sort of sizzle reel. But I mean, clearly he can punch. Clearly he has hand speed. Clearly he represents the hardest puncher that Roy has ever faced. And I think if all he has to do is just come forward to an opponent that can't get away from him, this could end very, very quickly. And I just don't want to see that happen to Roy. And I've just been watching some of the promotional videos on Triller. I just interviewed Ryan Kavanaugh, one of the owners of Triller, about this event, and he is very enthusiastic. There is going to be, to use his words, an epic knockout. And he said off the bat, I think Tyson is going to knock him out in seconds. So I just don't like what this represents for Roy. There was no transparency about how much money he's going to earn for this, even though I know he said he could earn upwards of $10 million if it's a very successful pay-per-view. When they're not talking about any kind of transparency, that's what leads me to believe it's a lot of hype. So I just hope he doesn't get hurt in this.
Yeah, looking at Roy, obviously 75 bouts, nearly 500 rounds. He's been a pro for the guts of 30 years. He's in his 50s now. I mean, these statistics are, they're weighing up against him. The fact that there's going to be, as far as I'm aware, judges is a real red flag for me because there's that real element of competition. It pushes it aside from an exhibition bout. These guys, if there's judges involved, then there's obviously that spirit of competition, which makes it more dangerous for Roy, I think.
No question about it. And these conflicting reports is exactly why I wanted to talk to Ryan Kavanaugh to say, you have Andy Foster, the head of the Athletic Commission in California, saying, this is a light spar. If anything happens, I see a cut. If they look like they actually want to fight, we're going to stop this. And Kavanaugh was really adamant. That is not what this is going to be. This is a real fight. They're judging it. They're going to hand out a belt. I don't know what the belt is for.
They always find one in boxing, don't they?
Yeah. I think we all know what sanctioning body is going to pursue this also. Maybe Maurice Sullivan will come back from the grave to sanction it and hand off some emerald belt or something. I don't know. But, I mean, I just think, I can see a Legends Tour in tennis or golf, but in boxing, I think there's a reason we don't want to see a combined age of 105 when the bell rings. It's just, these guys, I just don't think should be getting hit in the head anymore. I think they've had it enough in their respective careers.